It's the first thing in the morning. It's the thought that makes your day. A feeling of excitement that you just can't explain. Smiles that make you happy, work that makes you proud. Quiet times together, laughing in a crowd. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to know. It's a good, good feeling. Such a good feeling to know. Good friends old and new. It's a feeling that comes over you. It's a good feeling. Channel 13. It's a good, good feeling to know.
Well, next.
Yes.
Well, the next face you'll see and more. 6'3", 100.
Gosh.
195 pounds of Big Michael Rapp. He's also a featured Chippendales man, Michael is, and he's also been seen on Jane Fonda.
Legal to put on the video.
Show me!
Let them be the judge.
You want to be the judge?
Thank you for your
Thanks
question.
for the question. Russell Williams of Baltimore is our next auditioner. He enjoys dancing as a hobby, never misses a chance to show everyone what he has to offer.
Oh.
Just how great he is. He's put together a dance to the tune Man Made by Man Parish. Welcome, Russell. With people.
Russell! Mike, get the mic. Well, so how you doing? How was he? How was he?
All right.
Russell, why do you want to do this?
You're where? Come on, Oprah. Is Richard really that great to work with?
He's my greatest American hero.
Thanks, Oprah.
Well, Oprah, I hope he's easier to handle than my greatest American hero.
Now here's a show with a heart.
I wish you were here.
Well, you're just lucky to catch me.
You working?
Yeah, I'm working.
People are talking. It's alive. Gets you thinking.
Every night when he came home, I was waiting for the appropriate time to say, what are you going to do about this, or what am I going to... And that's bad. He didn't want to come home.
It reaches inside.
They don't know that I'm laughing so that they won't know I'm crying.
People are talking with a couple of friends of yours, Richard Scher and Oprah Winfrey, and a lot of heart. Weekday mornings at 9 on Channel 13. That's what friends are for.
WJZ's ACT campaign was recently honored by a national crime coalition for its contributions to the quality of life in Baltimore.
Here's to Oprah and to Marty.
And to their last night on the town.
Hey, you know, we're really going to miss not having you guys around the newsroom at night.
Yeah, a little bit.
Jerry. Hey, guys, we're only moving to the morning.
And you're going to have to get up pretty early to beat these two to work.
That's early.
That's early.
So, Up and Marty, really, why are you doing it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we figure it this way.
People need someone to get them up and get them going in the morning, right?
Yeah. To fill them in on all the news of the day.
To show them what Mother Nature has in store.
Get them ready for the road ahead.
To brighten up their day, even if it is raining outside.
And we figure that we're just the two to do it.
After all, that's what friends are for.
Oprah Winfrey and Marty Bass on Eyewitness News, Morning Edition. Beginning Monday, here on 13.
Sharing life and alone. Sharing life and a laugh or two. That's what friends. the days and nights with you. Here in Baltimore.
You're where? Talk to you.
Hey, I love yous all. He loves you too, Mimi.
That's what friends are for.
That's incredible.
No, that's impossible.
Gotcha.
Gary, there may not be many of us around.
Oprah and Richard, you know, we got our ways of making people talk, but you two are the best.
Hey, you know, people are always talking.
About good friends like you.
Say, Oprah, how's your diet going?
Oh, it is...
Which one?
Hey, Richard, I have to ask you a question. Who does your hair?
Hope does my do.
Well, that's what friends are for.
Hey, Oprah, look, I do my own. Not bad, huh?
That's what friends are for.
Richard and Oprah, it's amazing how your friendship has stood the test of time.
We made it through a lot of long days.
A lot of happy days, too.
That's what I like about Baltimore. We can have happy days and terrific evenings, especially on Fridays.
That's our TGIF show.
And they are stupid.
Did you know that you were suffering because of this abuse? There are
No.
some horrible stories. Tell us about the time you were thrown and snakes. Most states will meet soon to decide what kind of regulations should be in place.
And on Capitol Hill, the Equal Rights Amendment is about to come up in the House of Representatives for the first time in 12 years. The House Judiciary Committee sent the draft up our noon focus with a look at how women veterans are being treated. As we reported at the beginning of the news, there's a 6-alarm fire burning downtown in the old Coppers Company plant at Pratt and Scott Streets. And we have units down there now. Pleased to report our live reports are ready, and Don Scott is standing by live. Don, fill us in, please.
Okay, Richard, at this moment we're standing just up from the 800 block of West Pratt Street.
People are talking this morning about Jewel Howard's search for her daughter, Pamela Lee. Jewel is with us this morning. She gave up her child, Pamela Lee, at birth, never seeing her. It has now been 19 years, and she says she's never forgotten about Pamela, and that search is continuing.
And joining Jewel this morning is her lawyer, Emil Hanault, who is really here to offer us some insight into this story and his search and Jewel's search, and to make her feel a little more comfortable because this is her first time ever on TV. And we're glad you're here.
Thank you.
And we hope we can help. Why did you give Pamela Lee up for adoption 19 years ago?
I had a son.
We are hearing Jewel Howard's story this morning on People Are Talking, and we'd like for you to continue that story and tell us about the search for Pamela. You told us that your son, Chucky, died. How is it that Chucky came to die in the fire?
Las Vegas, a city where all that glitters is not gold.
This is Las Vegas. That's what it's all about.
And gambling with the law is a losing bet.
Put your arm behind your back.
Now, in a special 1-hour episode of Cops, meet the officers who patrol a boulevard of broken dreams.
It sounds like they're attempting to kill one another.
It's Cops in Las Vegas. Las Vegas, a city where gambling with the law is a losing bet.
Put your arm behind your back.
On a special one-hour episode of Cops, meet the officers who patrol a boulevard of broken dreams.
That's what it's all about.
It's Cops in Las Vegas. Gambling with the law can be a losing bet.
Put your arm behind your back.
On a special one-hour Cops in Las Vegas. Every year, one southern city becomes the center for chaos.
Anything can happen down here.
And its streets filled with an uncontrollable mob.
Tomorrow we can expect mass hysteria.
Now, take a ride for a special look at Mardi Gras madness.
It can turn nasty all of a sudden. They start throwing bottles at us and everything else.
That's all. Cops in New Orleans. Every year, one southern city becomes the center for chaos, and its streets filled with an uncontrollable mob.
Tomorrow we can expect mass hysteria.
Now, take a special look at Mardi Gras madness on Cops in New Orleans. Take a ride for a special look at Mardi Gras madness.
Anything can happen down here.
On Cops in New Orleans. Take a second ride in a city gone wild.
It's just the world's largest free party, and people like everything free.
When Cops takes a second look at Mardi Gras in New Orleans.
Technically, it is against the law what you all are doing.
Cruise Bourbon Street with officers as they try to keep the nation's largest party under control.
How stupid can you be?
It's more Mardi Gras madness on Cops. Take a second ride in a city gone wild when Cops returns to New Orleans.
Technically, it is against the law what you all are doing.
Cruise Bourbon Street with officers as they keep the party under control. It's more Mardi Gras madness on Cops. Take a second ride in New Orleans.
How stupid can you be?
It's more Mardi Gras madness on Cops. Every year, one southern city becomes the center for chaos.
Technically, it is against the law what you all are doing.
And its streets filled with an uncontrollable mob.
How stupid can you be? How stupid can you be?
Now, take a ride for a special one-hour look at Mardi Gras madness.
It can turn nasty all of a sudden. They start throwing bottles at us and everything else.
Cops in New Orleans. Every year, one southern city becomes the center for chaos.
All of a sudden, they started throwing bottles at us and everything else.
Now, take a ride for a special one-hour look at Mardi Gras madness.
How stupid can you be?
Cops in New Orleans. It's a special 1-hour look at Mardi Gras madness.
How stupid can you be?
Cops in New Orleans. On the next, Cops. It's a special episode of law enforcement in London.
We have it a lot easier over here because the general public aren't armed.
Go on patrol with England's famed unarmed officers.
They didn't want any medical attention.
And see how they deal with everything from robberies and riots to the royal family.
Check improvised explosive devices.
It's an exclusive look at the bobbies of Britain on Cops. Patrol with the bobbies of Britain.
We have it a lot easier over here because the general public aren't armed.
And see how they deal with everything from robberies and riots to the royal family on a special Cops in London. Go on patrol with the bobbies of Britain.
They didn't want any medical attention.
On a special Cops. On a special Cops.
He's just a parasite and a problem to society.
Take a trip across the Atlantic for a unique look at the bobbies of Britain.
Before you go any further, I want to caution you that I believe this car's stolen.
Go on patrol with London's famous unarmed police.
What's he actually done, do you know?
And get a taste of anarchy in the UK.
As being a complete lot of utter nonsense.
On a special Cops. On a special Cops. Take a trip across the Atlantic.
I want to caution you that I believe this car is stolen.
And get a unique look at the bobbies of Britain.
What's he actually done, do you know?
It's a taste of anarchy in the UK. On a special Cops in London. It's anarchy in the UK.
As being a complete lot of utter nonsense.
On a special Cops in London. Take a trip across the ocean as Cops presents a special 1-hour look at crime in the United Kingdom.
Before you go any further, I want to caution you that I believe this car is stolen.
See how London's famed unarmed officers deal with everything from robberies and riots to the royal family.
This man is saying to me, officer, officer, please arrest me.
It's the bobbies of Britain on a special 1-hour episode of Cops. Take a trip across the ocean and see how London's famed unarmed officers deal with everything from robberies and riots to the royal family.
This man is saying to me, officer, officer, please arrest me.
It's the bobbies of Britain on a special 1-hour episode of Cops. Walk the beat with the bobbies of Britain.
This man is saying to me, officer, officer, please arrest me.
On a special 1-hour Cops.
Get that chopper on standby.
The best officers.
And we want to run all the drug addicts and dope addicts out of the town.
The best evidence.
Probably for a bundle of money.
The best busts.
Any way you slice it, she's going to the slammer tonight.
See the best stories from the show that changed how America looks at law enforcement.
I'll shoot you. I swear I'll shoot you.
The best of cops. The best action, the best officers, the best busts.
Any way you slice it, she's going to the slammer tonight.
See the best stories from the show that changed how America looks at law enforcement.
I'll shoot you. I swear I'll shoot you.
The best of cops. The best stories and the best action.
I'll shoot you. I swear I'll shoot you.
On the best of cops. Go undercover and go on patrol.
You know that we want $500 a piece.
When Cops presents more of the stories that change the way America looks at law enforcement.
A good piece of advice is to get out of this business.
It's the best busts and the best action.
You're going to jail.
Please go! On the best of Cops 2. Presents more of the stories that change the way America looks at law enforcement.
A good piece of advice is to get out of this business.
It's the best busts and the best action.
You're going to jail.
On the best of Cops 2. It's more of the best stories.
A good piece of advice is to get out of this business.
On the best of Cops 2. On the next Cops.
There's a lot of money in dope.
Join the DEA for some of the biggest drug busts ever.
I've got to hand it to them. I mean, these guys don't back off. They get their teeth into something, and they're not going to give up.
From the jungles of Bolivia to the Mexican border.
We got 1,063 pounds.
It's a special 1-hour ride with the DEA.
On the ground!
No!
No!
On Cops. Next, Cops. It's the front line of the war on drugs.
These guys don't back off.
From the jungles of Bolivia to the Mexican border.
We got 1,063 pounds.
A special 1-hour ride with the DEA on Cops. It's a special 1-hour look at the DEA.
On the ground!
No!
No!
On the next Cops. On a special 1-hour Cops.
You don't run from us!
Relive the most exciting moments from your favorite shows.
If you're playing the game, you gotta play by the rules. All the rules. Rules are you get caught inbounds, you go to jail.
And watch as real-life lawmen risk everything to protect and serve.
Eddie's hurt bad, Sergeant. We gotta get him to the hospital.
It's the very best of the bad boys versus the badges.
Hang tight, fellas.
On Cops Classics. On a special 1 hour Cops. Relive the most exciting moments from your favorite shows.
You don't run from us!
And watch as real-life lawmen risk everything to protect and serve.
Hang tight, fellas.
It's the best of the bad boys on Cops Classics. It's the best of the bad boys versus the badges.
Hang tight, fellas.
On Cops Classics.